I'm pretty sure it's going to be an exciting event, and people from all around the world is going to enjoy it.
You him, bro. I just can't wait to beat him and shut him up. Teo not on this level. Teo is a high-level fighter, but he's not on my level. I'm an elite level fighter, and come January 31st, I'm gonna show it. Real clown.
I already figured you out.
You
what
not
else,
fighting.
Man? What else you got, man?
Yo, senior, you're
only
not
seen
in the
10
ring.
seconds of your fight.
I seen you fight before.
I only
You can't
seen 10
fight.
seconds of your fight. You're boring as hell.
Come on,
man.
bro. Stop it, bro.
Boring, man. You almost got knocked out. Even your daughter said you got knocked out.
Teo got
The press conference for Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez suddenly spiraled into chaos when Floyd Mayweather unexpectedly walked onto the stage. His surprise appearance immediately grabbed everyone's attention as he delivered a bold and eye-opening take on the fight. Floyd didn't hold back, giving Shakur strong praise and emphasizing his superior technique and skill set compared to Teofimo, instantly turning the moment into a headline moment.
The two guys, the biggest puncher, I feel, at the 135 will probably be Gervonta Tank Davis. But the most skillful fighter at 135 will be...
The verbal shots between Shakur and Teofimo haven't slowed down, but beneath the talk, both fighters remain highly driven and fully prepared for whatever the other brings into the ring.
I learned at junior welterweight / super lightweight. Everything that I learned has brought me to this moment here now. Every fighter that I faced in this beautiful weight class is going to now put me to the test and put all those attributes and all the things that I learned from every fighter that I face to now put it on display.
He went on to offer guidance to both men, stressing that this fight will demand their purest abilities. Shakur, he said, needs to remain cool under pressure, using controlled movement, sharp fundamentals, and patience to dictate the tempo while staying away from reckless exchanges. On the other side, Floyd suggested that Teofimo can't survive on flashes of power alone. To disrupt Shakur's rhythm, he'll need poise, strategy, and intelligent decision-making throughout the fight.
Guys, you have to work extremely hard, and you have to work out extremely a lot. Meaning, you have to do between 5 and 8 mile runs. You have to work out in the swimming pool. You have to chop wood. You have to do a lot of sparring. You have to do. It takes a lot of bag work. Hand specialists, masseuse. It takes a lot for a fight that's at a crazy high magnitude.
Tim Bradley didn't mince words as he tore into the promoters behind Shakur and Teofimo, calling out what he sees as a complete failure to build the fight. Speaking from Las Vegas, he expressed clear frustration, saying the matchup feels invisible. According to Bradley, there's no buzz anywhere, no billboards, no posters, no advertisements, nothing that signals a major fight is even approaching.
I don't get it. Why don't y'all care about advertisement, man? Why don't y'all care about promotion? This is why I don't understand it. This is why it's so hard for me to be attached myself to this. Because I'm saying, what the hell is it for? Just to say, oh, this is what we did? Oh yeah. Riyadh season did that. Yeah, it is. But damn, come on. Y'all missing out on a whole lot of money. This is what this business is about, right? It's about that bread. But it might be about something else. I don't know. But anyways, it is what it is. Yo, that's one thing. Two, I want to remind everybody, okay, before this fight go down in a couple of weeks, Shakur Stevenson already gave us a damn classic banger.
When it comes to how the fight plays out, Tim believes Shakur will find a way to get the job done no matter what it takes. He expects a calculated performance built on control, precision, and high-level ring strategy. Although he acknowledges Teofimo's strength and explosiveness, Bradley doesn't view that power as a decisive factor capable of preventing Shakur from securing the victory.
Fight actually it was harder than this fight that he's gonna be having with Teofimo Lopez. Oh, let me say it one more time. Yeah, Zepeda is a tougher fight than Teofimo Lopez. Yep. You heard it right here. You heard, and you gonna see. You gonna see on the 31st. Yes. So I just want to remind y'all that where everybody's saying, oh, Shakur, he gonna run against Zepeda with all that pressure and volume that Zepeda brings to the ring, and everybody's saying Shakur gonna run against Teofimo Lopez once he feel that power, this and that. Okay, just remember this. Shakur, Shakur.
Adding even more heat to the situation, British standout Conor Benn jumped into the debate, openly picking sides while also firing a subtle jab at Shakur Stevenson over his connection to Ring magazine. Benn described Stevenson as a high-level technician with the awareness and skill set needed to win the fight. At the same time, after reviewing recent footage from Teofimo Lopez's training camp, he had strong words of praise for Lopez, highlighting his explosive approach and his proven ability to end fights with knockout power.
Thinks he can come up to my weight and feel like he can just make it easy work. Well, come up to my weight then. I don't not like him. I think he's a funny guy. I think he's funny looking as well. It reminds me a bit of Tom and Jerry. Which one? What's the mouse?
I didn't even watch
Jerry. He reminds me of Jerry. Oh, literally, yeah. Turkey called it. I didn't even realise. Yeah, Tom and Jerry. He does all that running around. Yeah, that's him. But he literally looks like Jerry to me. I just realised, yeah, he is Jerry.
So you think Teo wins?
I was like calling him Jerry from now. Who's Shakur?
You think Teo wins, honestly?
I do, but not discrediting...
Benn went even further, dismissing any realistic path to victory for Stevenson in his view. He made it clear that he doesn't see a scenario where Shakur comes out on top, doubling down on his belief in Lopez. According to Benn, Teofimo's overall skill, natural talent, and fight-altering power give him the tools to flip the contest in a single moment.
Teo has more explosiveness, more zap, and more spite.
This matchup features two fighters with nearly identical skill levels, yet only one will emerge on top. Bojani's is firmly siding with Shakur Stevenson, and for good reason. He believes Shakur's speed often neutralizes raw power, especially when paired with pinpoint timing, calm composure, and total command of the ring. While Teofimo Lopez can certainly deliver explosive bursts, Bojani's doubts he'll have the awareness or movement to consistently evade a masterful technician like Shakur over the full 12 rounds.
Cool. He got speed. He a technician, man. He know what he's doing, man. I can't take nothing away from Teo. Teo's a good fighter, too. You know what I mean? He's a good fighter. But I think Shakur...
But not everyone shares that view. Added Oladipo stepped in to level the perspective, warning fans not to underestimate Teofimo Lopez. He points out that Lopez enters the fight with significant momentum from his recent bouts, backed by undeniable physical gifts and the capacity to turn the fight around in a single night.
Teo's a smart boxer, very experienced, more experienced than Shakur Stevenson. And again, in the very biggest fights, and I know some of you might point out to Kambosos, I think you underestimate Kambosos, but in the very biggest fights, this guy wins.
Meanwhile, veteran fighter Rolly Romero labeled the matchup a true 50-50 battle of skill and style. He described it as a classic clash between two of boxing's elite, each with Olympic experience, multiple world titles across different weight divisions, and decades of high-level professional competition. In his view, this fight represents two masterful athletes going head-to-head in front of massive audiences, showcasing the very best the sport has to offer.
I think it's a great fight. You'll really see, because at the end of it, they're both Olympians. They're both multi-division world champions. Teo is an incredible fighter. Shakur is an incredible fighter. Shakur has a really high boxing IQ and a very... Shakur coming out.
Meanwhile, Punch Drunk, the outspoken boxing analyst, has turned up the intensity around Lopez. He argues that a win over Stevenson wouldn't just be another notch on Lopez's record, it would send shockwaves through the boxing world. Having already faced top-tier competition, Lopez, in Punch Drunk's view, could completely shake up the pound-for-pound rankings and force fans and experts alike to re-evaluate his place among the sport's elite.
If Teofimo Lopez beats Shakur Stevenson in the chat, if Teofimo beats Shakur Stevenson, I don't care. Y'all could call me biased all y'all want. You could call me fanboy all you want. Teofimo Lopez beats Shakur Stevenson, he's pound for pound number one. Yes. Yes, he is. Teofimo Lopez will be the only fighter in the past 30-40 years that has beaten 3 pound-for-pound fighters in their prime when he fought them. Yes, Lomachenko, prime, pound for pound. Josh Taylor, prime, pound for pound. Shakur Stevenson, prime, pound for pound. Yes, pound for pound number one. Yes, yes. but arguably you could put him number 2. Arguably you could put him number 3.
Furthermore, Kenny Ellis, the trainer behind Gervonta Davis, delivered a much tougher critique of Teofimo Lopez. He didn't hold back, openly questioning Lopez's technical boxing abilities and even casting doubt on his conditioning. In Ellis's view, these factors give Shakur a clear advantage heading into their clash on January 31st.
He gonna fight a superior boxer. Teo get touched by guys with less caliber boxers than Shakur. So you know Shakur can touch him at will. You know what I mean? You look at Teo's scar tissue around his face, his nose, his eyes. He gets touched up all the time. So what make him think that Shakur not gonna touch him? And then it's mental. Several fights. One fight he asked after the fight, do I still have...
Fighter Jermaine Ortiz opened up about his direct contact with Teofimo Lopez at 135 pounds, giving fans an inside perspective. Despite his connection, Ortiz confidently predicts a win for Shakur. He believes Shakur's precise timing, sharp movement, and strong fundamentals will completely frustrate Lopez. According to Ortiz, Shakur will dictate the pace from start to finish, likely earning a decision victory. If Lopez struggles to land clean shots, Ortiz thinks it will wear him down both mentally and physically.
I don't think it will be a very close fight. I don't think there'll be a lot of action, but how I see it is Shakur will move in the beginning. He's going to stick at 1-2. The jab and Teofimo, he's just gonna try to he moves a lot, does a lot of plate movements with his hands without really doing a lot of action. So he's gonna make it seem like he's trying to do something.
In a recent chat with Ariel Helwani, Shakur Stevenson acknowledged that Teofimo Lopez is indeed a talented fighter. While he respects Lopez's drive to reach the top, Stevenson also pointed out that Lopez has a unique style that sets him apart from many others in the sport, making him both thrilling to watch and particularly dangerous inside the ring.
Was interesting, and some of the things that he was saying at the press conference was interesting. What did you make of his vibe overall?
I think something mentally wrong with him. I don't think he's all the way there mentally. I think he's crazy.
Legit?
That's my opinion. Yeah, I think he's legit crazy. I think something really wrong with him, but that's what make him dangerous. I think them the guys is the most dangerous people, them delusional, crazy people who want to be the best and want their spot at greatness. So I gotta respect it. But
Ariel then pressed Stevenson on Lopez's mindset, how he might show up on fight night and what to expect from him. Stevenson responded that no matter what Lopez brings, his focus remains on facing a 4-time world champion. He emphasized that his goal isn't just to beat Teofimo Lopez, but to cement his own legacy in the sport.
Yeah, so I just keep playing it by ear.
Okay. How did this one get, made? The one between you and Teofimo Lopez? Was it a long, drawn-out process? Was it relatively easy to get done? How would you describe the journey to getting this fight done?
It was easy. I actually hit Teo up and we had a good conversation. And when we had our conversation...
In addition to the wild predictions from some boxing pundits, pro fighter Frank Martin offered a grounded breakdown of the matchup. He described it as a high-level, evenly matched chess game that will push Shakur Stevenson to his limits. While acknowledging Shakur's elite boxing skills, Martin highlighted his exceptional control and defensive mastery. He also noted that Teofimo Lopez provides a unique challenge, testing Shakur in ways he hasn't faced before.
Man, that fight right there, I think this is gonna be I think this is gonna be Shakur best opponent for him, style-wise and all of that. Just because I feel like they match him up perfect. He a good fighter. He a great boxer, but they match him up perfect. And I feel like Teofimo, he got a little bit of everything. He got good feet. He got speed, power. I don't know. I don't know how I see that fight. Man.
You think it's
gonna be different, I don't see it being like we see what Shakur do when he fight a puncher. You know what I'm saying? When he fought De Los Santos, he stayed out of the way. He ain't want to get hit. Man, it's a good fight.
Then we've also seen
That's a good
Teo
fight.
struggle against boxers too, right? So that's what makes it interesting. To your point about De Los Santos and Shakur, and then on the other side, Teo, when you Sandor Martin or guys give it a movement, he seems to struggle with that too. So
I think that's a good matchup. That fight can go either way. I ain't leaning like that fight can go to either one of them. They both hella skill.
It's like respectfully 50-50. But then when you really
That's how I feel.
You start to analyze it, you could go 60-40 either way, to be honest with you. It's a very
Meanwhile, this showdown can be seen as raw power clashing with precision, unbridled force meeting calculated strategy. Renowned female boxer Claressa Shields weighed in, noting that Teofimo carries serious knockout power. However, she pointed out that his relative lack of experience could be a deciding factor when it comes to how this fight ultimately unfolds.
Be able to beat a fighter like Shakur, and I think it's not many Shakurs around, to be honest with you. Like, it's not many Buzz, it's not many Curtis Shields. Like, you have to actually experience it. So I think that Shakur has a lot of experience, and Teo has experience too, but he hasn't. I think you look at their opponents, I think Shakur has way better and tougher opponents, even though he went against Cambosis, I believe Teo did, but those are super hard fights for him, and I think that Shakur would have made easy.
On the Shakur Stevenson vs. Teofimo Lopez clash, Hall of Famer Roy Jones Jr. praised Stevenson as a defensive mastermind, highlighting his exceptional footwork and sharp instincts. He added that if the fight stays technical and controlled, with Stevenson operating from the outside, he would have the clear edge over Lopez.
How does Shakur beat Teo and vice versa? Stylistically, how does Teo beat Shakur?
Stylistically, Teo got to go in and go for broke. He got to go gamble. He got to take some, get some, and that's his only way to win. If he stays outside of boxes, Shakur gonna pick him apart. Shakur's a polished boxer, some of the best feet in the game right now, and he's a defensive-minded fighter, which is very smart. It's hard to hit him. He makes you gamble to hit him, and he's gonna be a tough one to deal with. But if Teofimo is willing to gamble to beat him, then Teofimo.
Keyshawn Davis, who has known Lopez since their amateur days, echoed this perspective, saying, "Lopez is one of the most dangerous fighters I know, and he fully understands what he's stepping into." He added that Stevenson will need to perform at his absolute peak to overcome Lopez's edge in experience.
This matchup right here, man, I know you've been linked to Shakur, you've been linked to Teo. There's been, back in the days issues and stuff like that. We don't know if there's water under the bridge, but what you feel about this matchup? Unbiasedly, what you feel about this matchup? You know these dudes very well.
Shakur had talked about this shit before it was actually official, and I'm like, cool. You know this nigga can fight, right? Cool, like, nah, bro, I know, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, like, we all excited about the fight, bro. Like, we all know what's at stake. Like, we've been knowing Teofimo since we was 12 or 13 years old and amateurs, bro. Like, we all been winning nationals together. Now we're pro having to fight each other, so.
According to former boxer Amir Khan, a keen observer of the sport, this fight is a major, high-stakes clash with a genuine opportunity for Lopez to come out on top. Khan emphasized that Lopez is a legitimate threat and noted that his continued growth as a fighter makes the matchup even more unpredictable and dangerous for both men than many realize.
Stevenson and Lopez, what a fight. Who wins that? Lopez. You think Stevenson? Lopez is a very good fighter, bro. I've trained with him, I've heard him on the pod, he bangs hard, he's a good all-round boxer, slick. A lot of people don't give him the credit for how good of a boxer he is. Look, he's the type of guy I know about Lopez is that when he has to turn it up, he turns it up. And I think with someone like Shakur, he will have to turn it up big time. And obviously Shakur, we've not really seen him in the deep end. Look at Lopez, he's fought the likes of Lomachenko.
Adding to the predictions, Brian Norman Sr. expects Shakur Stevenson to come out on top, but he doubts it will happen via stoppage. He explained that the knockout potential is often overemphasized, since Shakur's strengths lie in his technique, composure, and boxing intelligence, not raw punching power. Norman believes Shakur will likely secure a victory either by decision or by controlling the fight from start to finish, rather than through a TKO.
Teo just went in there and threw over 1,000 punches with Claggett, Steve Claggett, right? Activity. That's higher than anything that Shakur has ever done. Right. So I don't think if Teo goes in there with that mindset and with that kind of training, with that kind of conditioning, I don't see him stopping him through activity, meaning through peeing out, Shakur peeing out or nothing like. I don't see Shakur stopping him. I do to that, my bad. I don't see Shakur stopping him due to that.
Brian also warned fans not to dismiss Teofimo Lopez. He highlighted just how dangerous Lopez becomes once he finds his rhythm in the ring. While giving a slight nod to Shakur, Brian stressed that the fight is far closer and more evenly matched than many people realize.
You got a good chance, 60-40.
Because obviously Shakur's really testing himself. Teo's
tested more. I'm not saying Teo. I'm not saying Teo ain't got no chance. I might even give it 55-45. I might even give it that. Yeah, nah, it's a close fight. I just think that I think Shakur will find a way to win or whatever else. But I mean, nah, it's a close fight. It's not neither one of them.
With these intense predictions fueling the hype, excitement for the fight is reaching a fever pitch, and fans are eager to witness two warriors clash inside the ring. That wraps up our breakdown, but we want to hear from you. Who do you see coming out on top? Drop your predictions in the comments. If you enjoyed this analysis, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss our next fight breakdown.